Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a squat and deadlift day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're watching this on Facebook, throw me some stars. Alright, so squatting went pretty good today, still focusing on pause squatting. A little happier I think today with the depths I was at. I think I'm kind of finding my sweet spot again as far as in this position for getting those things. And I know from the front view, my squats usually do tend to look a little high, sometimes due to the size of my quads up top. But I know from the past that right about where I'm hitting now is usually below depth if I take the camera to the side, because I've messed with that in the past. So we're pretty close, although if I can get a little deeper, I do need to keep working on that, because again, getting a little deeper is usually better, never a bad thing. But I ended up doing 455 today for a nice solid pause. Again, not a true max, not really grindy. Again, well above 90%, which is what I'm shooting for, and I'm just going to work these back up. So got a pause, brought it up, not bad, happy with it. Walked it in and racked it. Of course, I'm still getting used to really finding my position on my back. I'm pretty happy with that overall. Again, wasn't hard on my shoulders. Had a good, nice, tight grip on it. For deadlifting today, because I've been going really hard, and again, I have noticed, recovery lately can be a little bit of an issue. I decided to just do a light pull and then stop. So I stopped at 495 instead of going up to my 585, so that I would have a little energy left for the supplemental work, and so that I'd at least get some practice in getting a decently heavy squat. Now that is obviously well below 90%, because you guys are used to seeing me pull 585 as a baseline, and sometimes going to 600 plus. So again, I want to get caught back up on recovery a little bit though, because I did get sick last week, and I'm a little worried about that continuing to be a problem. So I didn't want to go super hard today, right? And that's okay. I've always been able to get away with that with deadlifts and still hit big pulls when I want to. And I think the best example of that was when I did that charity event a couple years ago, right about a year and a half ago. I didn't pull anything over 570 for months. I think I pulled 570 a week or two out, and then walked in and hit a 625 deadlift. So, works out nicely. I do just need to make sure I get heavy singles in. And what I'm doing here, just because, again, I need the grip work and forearm work, I'm going to continue to do hammer curls like this, I think, on my lower body days. I'm going to count them as a deadlift accessory. Yes, I know I'm doing some cheat curls after rows on my upper body days or my bench press days. But again, I feel like grip is turning into a limiting factor again for me on the deadlift. I do like hammer curls. I feel like they're one of the exercises that help my grip quite a bit. So throwing them in here, I think, works really, really well. All right, for the belt squats, I went ahead and went up 10 pounds, did my 3 sets of 10 and did supersets with these with the glute ham raises. And again, trying to get a nice wide stance, trying to get good and deep on these. And again, I feel like the last set I got the deepest. But again, this is up 10 pounds, working on getting that good depth with the nice wide position. It's very similar to the stance I take when I squat, and I'm doing the pause squats so that we build all the appropriate musculature for it while still maintaining low amounts of axial loading on my back. All right. So again, pretty happy with these today. I feel like I can continue to increase the weight. I'm going to keep the volume fairly moderate on these though, 3 sets of 10 a couple times a week, and just work on progressing on those, because if I can progress on those, the squat will go up. All right, glute ham raises. Again, back to doing these with a little bit of weight. The first 2 sets I did 8, and I was a little crampy after the first set. And I'm surprised I was able to get that to go away. Just kind of moved my legs around, got some blood flow to it. Because the last set I didn't really get crampy, even though I got 10 reps. So on these, I just did the supersets back and forth. Got my 3x10 with the 160 on the belt squats. And again, keeping in mind these are not holding onto the handles anymore. I removed that middle bar so that I can lean forward without being in the way. So again, I can get the torso positions I'd like to get so I can go into these deeper squats, right? And that's kind of the thing I run into with the bar on my back too. If I'm too upright, I really actually struggle to reach depth more. So I'm trying to practice being in a more forward leaned position. Again, it helps me open the hips up, helps me reach depth, just due to, again, the angles involved. So these went well with the 3 sets of 10. I feel like I can probably bump that weight just a little bit again next time. These are going good. I feel like I want to get these up to 3 sets of 10 with this, and then maybe work it up to a little stronger. But the way I look at it, I've successfully pulled, the strength I'm at with these at the moment, 605, 615, both, within the last couple months. So if I can get just a little stronger, I'm in a good place. So again, I got 8, 8, and 10 with these today. So if I can get up to 3 by 10, that will be progression, and maybe get to where I can do 3 sets of 12 with that 10-pound plate. And if I get to where I can do that, my hamstrings will be stronger, hamstrings and glutes both, right? That should potentially give me more on the deadlift. Keeping in mind, I'm working the rows back up also, and my rows tend to have some carryover as well. So I think that whole combination will continue to bring the deadlift up. But again, I do feel like at this point, grip is turning into a limiting factor again on the deadlift. So I'm going to have to keep doing the hammer curls and getting stronger at the rows and everything else to get that grip up. And I may have to work in a little bit more grip work like I've been doing off and on here for the last couple of weeks. It might be a good idea towards getting that grip stronger, because again, I feel like at this point, grip may be what determines how much I can deadlift for a max, right? Granted, my grip tends to be a little fatigued all the time. Also, my fingers are getting extra work in my hands, particularly the left hand, because I'm playing the guitar again, playing scales and stuff every day. It's been a long time. It's been a real long time. So that is actually possibly affecting it slightly, only because my hands tend to be in a fatigue state while I'm getting used to that. But I don't want to blame that, right? Because we can always just do the grip work, right? We can look at things like that and say, okay, it's a factor, but it's certainly not even close to being the entirety of it. And the solution is, of course, to get stronger. That's usually our answer to most of these problems, is to take whatever that weak link is and simply get it stronger, right? And in that case, it being grip or hands. Then we finished up with reverse hyperextensions, which you guys know how I feel about these. I'm a big fan of. I've done countless videos pimping the reverse hyper, done videos explaining why it carries over to my deadlift, why it's great for recovery. So, again, tends to be how I finish my lower body days. Always do the reverse hyperextensions. And again, keeping these pretty constant at the moment, as long as I get that pump that I'm chasing at the end, get the traction on the back, we're good to go here. I'm not overly worried with progressing on these right now. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.